Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa Jang, Yin Yoga teacher, Yin Yoga practitioner, as well as Yin Yoga teacher trainer. Today we'll be doing Myo-Yin, which is myofascial release with the practice of Yin Yoga. And this is going to be a quick short one for the neck and the shoulders. You'll need a pair of yoga massage balls, even size, and a block. You might want to grab a blanket or a towel or something. The blanket or towel can be used as a way to cushion some of the sensation, to blunt some of the sensation if it's too strong. So grab an extra towel if you have one, so that you can ease into the practice if it is too strong for the myofascial release. The block will help support you today. You can grab 2 blocks if you like, or a couple of couch cushions for this practice. Are you guys ready? I'm going to call this Serenity for the neck and shoulders. All right, so let's begin. Let's start off by finding our way all the way down towards the ground. And we're going to start off with a myofascial release for the base of the skull. Grab your yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, I'll show you how to use it with the massage tools. But with the block, it's really nice because we can use this knife edge of the block at the base of our skull. So let me come a little bit closer to the camera so you can see the base of the skull. We're going to head into the suboccipital ridge right at the base of the skull with the knife edge part of our block as we're here. Now, if you don't have a block, you can simply grab a book or a textbook and place that book on the floor, and then lay your massage balls. Hopefully they're in a little tote. You can use tube socks horizontally, and that will go at the base of the skull. We're going to start off right away. I love using the block, and then the blanket there if it's too strong, a blanket on top of the tools if it's too much. Okay, so let's start off laying down onto the block or the balls, and then take the block right to the suboccipital ridge. And I'm going to have my feet down towards the earth and let my knees knock into constructive rest as I'm here. So you're going to have the base of the skull, not the neck on the block. So just notice that. And my chin is in towards my chest, which is part of this pose, right? So we have a little bit of forward neck flexion so that we can expose the tissues of the suboccipital ridge in towards the block or the massage tools. Now from here, just go ahead and slowly take a slow deep in breath and a slow deep out breath. Again, deep in breath and slow deep out breath. Taking a moment here to arrive, allowing anything that's ruminating in your mind to softly be released or put aside for now. This practice is for you to find ease, to find serenity. So take another slow deep in breath and a slow deep out breath. From here, go ahead and slowly start to turn your head from side to side. By all means, feel free to hold on to your block if you feel like you need a little bit more support so the block doesn't move around. But you're going to move or turn your head slow. Slow meaning glacial speed. And as you move from side to side, right, we're getting this beautiful feedback from our myofascial release technique here, but into this beautiful, huge, large sensory organ of our connective tissue, right? They say over 250 million nerves live in this beautiful sensory organ. So we're getting already a lot of feedback as we turn our head from side to side. Take a couple more, just turning your head from left to right. And you may notice some areas are a little bit more gristly, right? So take your time to move through these little more gristly areas. Maybe there's some fascial adhesions there. And then as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and slowly start to come back to center. And I'm going to angle my block towards the right side of my skull. So before I do that, we're heading to our supine twist. And I'm going to grab an extra block from my pelvis. This is optional. You can grab a pillow for this too. So we're going to scooch our hips towards the left. And I'm going to drop both knees towards the right side, taking the block or pillow between the thighs to keep the hips, the pelvis a little bit more symmetrical so it's not being off kiltered. Now from here, I'm going to take this knife edge of the part of the block to the right side of my occipital ridge there. There's a little hollow and it's just to the right of the cervical spine. And you should feel that as you're here. Now, as you land, you can slowly move that right shoulder a little bit more towards the right. Notice how I'm just kind of scooching my shoulder. And as I'm here, I'm going to kind of play around with this angle of the block so that I can really kind of ease into that right side of my neck. A gentle no as I'm doing here, a gentle yes. Low back and hips feel fairly supported as I'm here. And my left arm is just resting. My elbow is bent, it's resting behind me. And for some of us, the arm might be floating. And if that's the case, I need you to scooch something underneath your left arm or your left elbow, grab another pillow of some sort, or take your left hand on the left rib cage and just let your left elbow just soften down by your side as you're here. So again, I'm really concentrating on the right side of my skull while heading into our supine twist in our yin posture. Now, simply allow yourself to surrender here, taking a slow deep in breath through your nose and a slow deep out breath through your mouth. Again, deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale out through your mouth. Really noticing any areas where you're starting to maybe grip or guard. And this is normal. So note that it's okay to feel a sense of guarding, to have a sense of gripping. But see if you can use the tool of your breathing, especially your exhalations, to gently let that go, right? So we breathe in. And as you breathe out, letting go of that guarding, that gripping, the need to do more or the need to protect. Just allow yourself to unwind and unravel some of that guarding. Again, if you would like to gently turn your head from side to side, you're more than welcome to. They're small movements though, so it's not a big side to side movement, but more like a little kind of little scrub from side to side. Take one more slow deep in breath. And I invite you to stay if you need more time on this side. But when you're ready, go slow as you come out of the pose. Take that block between your thighs and then slowly find your way all the way back to center. Take this block and just release it. I'm going to move it, take it towards the lowest level, baby bear level. And I'm going to take a moment here just to observe and notice.
Noticing the right side of your neck, noticing the left side of your waist and your low back. And really, as you're here, allowing yourself to feel the sensations of maybe the energy that's moving a little bit more freely through the right side of your neck. Noticing maybe even a slight temperature shift. I'm feeling a sense of coolness, and it feels quite pleasant. It shouldn't feel jarring or activate any signals of fight or flight. And feel free to stay in resonance for a little bit longer. But if you're ready, we're heading to second side. Just stay where you are. I'm going to just, for video purposes, turn the other way. Once again, coming to your supine twist, shift your hips towards the right, and then drop both knees towards your left side. Take your block, your pillow between the thighs as you're here, and then angle your block to the base of your skull. Kind of squeeze your left shoulder as you're here. And then as you're ready, again, go ahead as you're here, just kind of turn your head back just slightly until you're hitting a nice spot right beside the left side of your cervical spine. So I'm kind of in that groove of that the suboccipital ridge on the left. Now, the knees on this one, definitely you can play around with the knees. So feel free, if this is better for you, to slide the knees up higher or a little bit further away. The knees don't need to be exactly 90 degrees, or the hip flexion and the knee flexion don't need to be perfect. Just allow yourself to feel this space around the right side of your waist, this freedom and towards the anterior deltoid as you're here, letting that right arm just lay down by your side or on your rib, or having some support behind you. Something I didn't show on the first side is, if you would like, if you prefer just having one leg, you're more than welcome to do a one-legged reclining twist. This might be a little bit more accessible for you. Um, how you know is just purely just by experimentation. Every day is different, so you may find this will be more helpful today, and maybe when you come back to your myofascial release or to this video and do this practice again, you may find that, hey, I'm actually preferring the double knee reclining twist. Again, just go by what feels like the path of least resistance. Yeah. Again, a little no as you're here, and a little yes. And then really allowing your right shoulder and your right arm to get heavy there towards the right side of you, as your legs get heavy towards the left side, and really allowing the left side of your neck to really sink into this myofascial release, the sustained compression. So this beautiful system, our fascia, myofascia, myo meaning muscle, and then the fascia around it and within it. This is a beautiful system, and it is a pressurized system. So we're really playing around with different pressures as we turn our head, as we come into the pose. We're being really methodical in the way we land, and finding our tender spots or our trigger points. You'll feel some referral release, or some areas where you'll feel heightened sensation. Now take one more slow deep in breath. We're already at the 3-minute mark. And a slow deep out breath. Now again, feel free to stay here, or taking your time to grab the block that is between your thighs. And then taking your time to land back onto your back, I'm going to turn my block back into the baby bear position just to support my head. And I'm going to just land here onto my back, finding a little bit more symmetry on the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of my spine, and just noticing the left side of my neck. Do you feel that wave of energy? Do you feel the even that small temperature shift? And it might be just as bright as the right side when you came out of it, or it might be a little bit more dull, less bright. So know that that's okay. We're not chasing sensations. We're just allowing our connected tissues just to find a sense of a little bit of more awareness and a little bit more optimization of our cells, right? Of those beautiful those fibroblasts, yeah, that are the cells of the fibroblasts. So as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and roll towards the side and gently press yourself all the way up. So try not to go too quick. I find that when I go too quickly, I tend to get lightheaded. Let's grab our massage tools of even size and release them. And we're going to head into the upper traps. And this is one of my students' favorites. We hold a lot of tension in the upper traps. So grab your massage tools and, oh, there goes my massage ball. And we're going to, I might have to press pause, but we're going to take the massage tools right into the upper traps. I'm going to grab my massage tool. So since I'm closer to the camera as we're here, we're going to take the massage balls right into the upper trap. So I'm going to reach up and over here, and then the other one's going to go up and over. And with that, we're heading to a supported bridge pose. The block goes right behind this heart-shaped bone behind your pelvis. We call the sacrum. So let's start off with grabbing the block on its lowest level. So remove the block behind your head. I'm going to take this extra blanket for behind my head. I always like that. Again, it's optional. And the balls will roll away. I'm still laughing about the balls rolling away. Okay, so grab your block, place the block by lifting the hips and sliding it horizontally behind that, the triangular bone at the base of your spine, which we call the sacrum. Now, as you're ready, go ahead and take the massage tools. Again, I'm going to take that into the right upper trapezius and then the left upper trapezius. Okay. And then kind of fine tune that by kind of wiggling around, or maybe you want to put the balls a little bit closer together, and that's okay. Okay. So I have the blanket behind my head, and notice that my chin is not here in this one, but there's a nice space for my throat as I'm here. If you find that you have that blanket behind your head, try not to go too thick with the blanket, or else your chin will come into flexion, or your neck will come into flexion, and so that's a little bit uncomfortable. Now, once you're here in supported bridge pose, I want you to just relax around the lower abdomen, the front running your pelvis as you're here. And then go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a hug as you're here. So I like to bring notice I'm here. You can stay here if you like and just experiment. But if you have your arms a little bit further up above your chest, you'll find that there's going to be a little bit more of that weight being pressured into the massage tools. And I'm holding my elbows loosely as I'm here. You can kind of give yourself a little bit more of a hug, but the loose elbows, I like to call this I dream a genie position. For me, it just feels better for me today. And I'm going to do this little bit of a rib rock from side to side, or a rock from side to side. So as I rock from side to side, I am getting a beautiful pressure in towards the left side of my upper trap. And then as I lean towards the right side, I'm going to get a little bit more in towards that right upper trap. Now go slow as you're here. And at the same time, right, you can stay with the knees bent, feet on the ground, right? So we are in supported bridge pose. Or you can add a little bit of just extension of that right leg so you get a little bit towards that right hip and the left foot stays down towards the ground. And a little deep compression in the low back. We're not going to be here for very long. We already have been here for a couple minutes, according to the timer on my watch. Now, this might get a little bit more, as you rock from side to side, a little bit tiring. So feel free to let your arms just lay by your side. I'm a huge proponent of just staying still and in sustained compression, simply because I know that there is something happening. There is this beautiful feedback that I'm getting from the cells to the nervous system to downregulate. Now, I'm going to stay here just for another minute. This will be 4-minute holds. So let me start my timer again. This time, I'm going to just slowly rebend that right leg and then focus on that left hip flexor as I'm here. Feel free, if you need more support, you can use 2 blocks side by side if you would like. If the block is too hard, the surface is too hard, again, place that towel or blanket on top of the block, or even just use a rolled up blanket and then place that underneath your sacrum. That is always nice as well. But breathe in and then breathe out. It's always nice too to gently turn the head from side to side. It's always nice. I know my students like to move their arms around. I call these the puppet arms, just to kind of get this sharing motion of the massage tools into the upper trapezius. And that was 4 minutes, guys. And that for me was fast. So if you're feeling like I'm feeling, I would press pause and stay in this pose for another couple minutes. But for video purposes, I'm going to press my feet in the ground, gently lift my hips, and remove the block from behind my sacrum, and then windshield wiper my legs from side to side. I still have the massage tools into the upper traps. Now from here, go ahead and take your time. Again, feel free to stay. I'm going to remove the massage tools, grab them so they don't roll around, and gently press myself all the way up. Okay. So from here, we're heading into what we call crushed wings pose. And crushed wings is where we're coming into this adduction of the arm across the chest. Okay. So we're laying prone on the belly. And we're going to have an option to place the massage tool right into the side deltoid. My acupressure teacher calls this a deltoid V. All right. So again, you can take it there, or you can just stay in traditional crushed wings pose. So go ahead and land to your belly. Feel free. Actually, I'm going to take this blanket and roll it in a tube and take this right underneath the ribs so I have space for my chest. And a block is always nice to have for your forehead. Coming into Sphinx pose, thread your right arm underneath your left arm and then take that massage tool right into that deltoid V. And then grab your block. I'm just going to play with the height there, and take that block right into towards the front of the head, front of the skull there. I like to kind of just gently press into the third eye, the drishti. Again, it's up to you. And then from here, I'm kind of trying to scooch forward a little bit so I can really fine tune where I have the massage tool. And if you're doing this without the massage tool, which is perfectly fine, play with reaching that right arm towards the left side, so you expose more of the tissue of the upper back of the scapula in towards in this pose. You want to be about 50-60% in terms of sensation We don't want to be heading to 100%. Again, I love the analogy that Bernie uses. Bernie Clark, he's my guru, my teacher. Um, the Goldilocks, not too little, not too much, but just right. Now, I tend to like to slide my opposite thigh up into this half recovery position, or I like to call half army crawl, and it gives me a little bit more leverage into the either the massage tool or into the shape. Let your chin rest onto the inseam of your right arm as you're here. If you're in traditional crushed wings pose, some people call this half bow tie. It really doesn't matter the name. Again, we're looking more so for the intention. Okay. Again, the intention is in towards the shoulder. You'll probably, as you're here, feel a slight opening through the back of that right shoulder. Think of all the tissues um, that cover the right shoulder blade as you're here. And then breathe in towards that whole area. Deep in breath. Deep out breath. Again, deep in breath. And deep out breath. Soften your fingers. Soften your wrists. Allow your elbow crease to soften. Allow your shoulder to soften. Allow the neck to soften. Taking one more slow, deep in breath. And as you breathe out, gently start to open your eyes. Slide your left thigh back. And then delicately start to come out of the pose. I like to kind of just rest in Sphinx pose. By all means, you can, as you're here, come to child's pose, or just let your head rest into the back of your hands. Or sometimes I'll do this one potato, two potato, and then place my forehead into into my fists as I'm here. But just notice the kind of the resilience of the connective tissue. We have those collagen fibers where they're known to be stronger than steel. So it's quite amazing, this beautiful structure that we do have that protects us and supports us, this huge information highway we call our connective tissue. All right, second side. So I might be muffled a little bit. I am doing the left side where the microphone is. So start to thread that left arm underneath as you're here, and then take that massage tool into that deltoid V. Okay, and then block. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I might do it a little bit more loosely so you guys can hear me. And then breathe here. By all means, again, slide your right thigh out. By all means, you can even tilt a little bit more further back as you're here. So just notice I'm kind of playing around um, with that. And I'm kind of leaning back a little bit and squiggling with that arm. I can kind of even move the arm forward and back a little bit. The idea here is not to bruise the tissue. Once again, we're just trying to just invigorate this beautiful system of the connective tissue. There's so much different, many different nerves. There's free nerve endings. There's the Raffinis, and there's just so much. It's so rich with nerves in here. And what we're doing here is trying to optimize the system, right? So just breathe here. Take a slow, deep in breath and a slow, deep out breath. And soften through your right shoulder. I know we just worked that. By all means, as you're here, right? If you're a little bit more prone, you can just walk your right hand forward. I'm kind of laying off to the side. If you want, you can take your right arm behind your back. That's always nice too. Again, choosing what works best for you. I'm getting a little bit of a kind of an anterior chest opening here, an internal rotation of that right arm, which I'm enjoying, which feels good after doing that right side. And if you do it on this side, you might want to kind of head back to the second side after this one and just kind of do the same thing without the massage tool, just to kind of release through the right side or through the left side after you do this one. But we're here for another 51 seconds. So again, relax your fingers, your wrists, through that the elbow crease there. All right, so we have this beautiful fossa of the elbow, another classification of connective tissue. We'll soften through the left side of your shoulder, through the left side of your neck. And take 2 more cycles of breath there. And 1 more slow, deep in breath. And as you breathe out, again, feel free to stay, or again, just slide your right thigh back behind you, press into your right hand, and slowly unravel the arms. Okay. Like I said, if you took that arm behind your back, you're just going to go ahead and do the same as you're here, right? I always like to, I'm going to stop my timer, take that right arm, the left arm that we just did, kind of just let that loosely drape behind you, and you just hang out here. I'm going to just breathe and just feel the rebounds. Okay, but this is all I have time for the video, so we're going to just slowly come on up. And again, feel free to press pause whenever you need to. Um, and just really, I encourage, as always, to take at least a 5-minute shavasana without the props, just laying down and really kind of coming into the nervous system and allowing that to down regulate. But I am really grateful for all of you tuning in, and I've got a couple new subscribers, so welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for subscribing. Please send this to your friends or anybody who you would find this would be helpful for them, or if they are maybe a little shy to come to a yoga class, have them do this practice at home. And maybe they'll be a little bit more confident when they come into a yin class or a myofascial release class. And hopefully I've given you some tools to help with that. But keep on practicing no matter what. As I said, the connective tissue system is so vast and so rich. Keep on hydrating it. Keep on really working with this beautiful system of tensegrity. That's another topic. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. My name is Lisa Jang. If you find it helpful, place your palms together, take your hands towards your heart space, and bow towards your heart of hearts. Honor yourself for showing up, for doing this work. Namaste, everyone, and have a fantastic day.